Welcome everyone to Chair Yoga. Today we will be using a prop, and that is a yoga strap. Or if you don't have a yoga strap, you can just use a belt. So grab that and just put it to the side because we'll be using that towards the end of class. And then sitting comfortably in your chair, we'll just take a few moments to prepare the body. So resting your back and your hips up against the back of the chair, extending the feet out a little bit in front of you. Hands resting in the lap. Go ahead and just close the eyes. And turning the attention inward. And just making note as to how your body feels. Especially noting any areas of tension or tightness. And then we'll take 2 deep cleansing breaths. So take a nice big inhale through the nose and exhale it all out by blowing or sighing it out. And one more nice big inhale and exhale it all out. And then soften the muscles of the face. Relax the muscles of the neck and the shoulders. And then turn the attention to the breath. Notice the inhale. And notice the exhale. And then we'll begin a nice, even breathing. Inhaling and exhaling to a count of 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. And just continue this nice, even breathing. If at any time it makes you lightheaded or dizzy, just go back to your own normal breathing pattern. And then we also set an intention for each practice to help remind us why we are here. So that may be a benefit you would like to receive, or just an uplifting or a positive thought or a phrase. So think of an intention that you'd like to have for your practice today. And then with your next inhale, go ahead and lift your head and to open your eyes. And we'll go ahead and begin the warm-up by turning our heads to look out over that right shoulder. And coming back to center and turning to look out over the left. And back to center, dropping the chin to the chest. And then picking the chin up towards the ceiling and jutting that lower jaw out. And back to center, dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. And back to center, and left ear to left shoulder. And back to center, extending the hands out in front, open and close the fingers. And then some wrist circles. And reverse. Good. And then we're going to do a little wrist stretch. So walk yourself up towards the edge of the chair. Widen your knees a little bit. Bring your hands to the center. And then your palms are facing each other. Thumbs are pointing forward. Cross your left forearm over your right. And then rotate your hands so now your thumbs are pointing down. Palms are still facing each other and you can clasp your hands. And then keeping your hands in this clasp position, just slowly do this little swing. So you're going to swing those hands from one side to the other. So you feel a little twist or that flexion and a twist in each wrist. There shouldn't be any pain or discomfort here. Good. And then come back to center, release the hands, we'll try it on the other side. So start with the palms facing, thumbs are forward, cross the forearms, and again, turn the palms. Now your pinkies are on top. Clasp the hands, and same thing, just this little wrist swing. Good, working on that range of motion. Good. All right, go ahead and come back to center, release, shake it out. You can walk your feet back in and sitting back in the chair, bringing the hands up, and we're going to do what's called cat claws. So you're bending from the second knuckle, just bend and extend. So you look like a cat flexing its claws. Good. And then release those hands down. Again, shake them out. And then sitting up nice and tall, we'll do some shrugs. Good, and then the next time you pick the shoulders up, roll them to the back. Good, bringing those shoulders back to neutral. Extend the arms out to the side, palms facing up, and then bring your fingertips to your shoulders. And we'll just do that a couple of times. Good, and then this next time, keep your fingertips there, and then we're gonna reach up, like you're picking an apple off a tree. Good, once more each side. Good, and then release those arms down, shake it out, and we're going to do a breaststroke. So bring your palms together about chest high, extend the arms, sweep them out to the side, and then back to center. Good. Extend and sweep. Good. Couple more. Good. Last one here. Good. And then just kind of wiggle it out. And then sitting back a little bit, extend that right leg, point and flex the foot. And then some ankle circles. And reverse. Good. Switch legs, point and flex. And circles. And reverse. Good. And then sitting about midway in the chair, we're going to pick up that right leg and extend it and bend it. So you're going to just kind of kick that leg forward and back. Good. And then let's try it on the left. Good. One more here. And then we're going to do a little run. So you're going to extend the leg forward. You can tap your heel if you'd like, and swing the opposite arm with that leg. It looks like you're doing a brisk walk. Good. All right, go ahead and come back to center. And then extend your right foot just a little bit in front. Take that left foot, cross it over the right ankle. And then we're going to slide the left foot up and down that right shin. So we're starting to warm up the hip. And you may want to experiment with that right foot if you want to move it out a little farther, if that's more comfortable. So. Good. And then release, and we'll try it on the other side. So right foot over the left, and then lift and lower that right foot. And then go ahead and release. And sitting up nice and tall, bring the right hand along the right side. You can hold on to your chair if you'd like. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, and exhale, bend to the right. And then coming back to center, switch arms, inhale, exhale, and bend to the left. Good. And back to center, and coming into a twist. So left hand on the right knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and then exhale, turn and look to your right. Good. Release back to center, switch hands. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale, turn and look to the left. Good, and then exhale back to center. Placing the hands on the thighs, we'll come into a spinal warm-up of cat-cow. So the cat part is the rounding, and you'll want to be careful here if you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, just keeping the spine in neutral. All right, so with cow though, we'll all do cow with an inhale. Lift the chest, arching the spine. And then exhale, rounding the spine, dropping the chin to the chest, or just keeping the spine in neutral for cat. And then inhale back to cow. Exhale, neutral or cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, neutral or cat. Good, and once more. Inhale and exhale. Good. All right, go ahead and come back to neutral. So before we come up to standing, we're going to do a seated lunge. So we're going to start by doing it first in the chair, and then we're going to practice it standing, using the chair for support. So what we're going to do is take this right leg, you're going to step it wide, and then you're going to pivot. So you're going to actually turn your hips, so now you're facing to the right. You'll want to move your hips so that you're up at the edge of the chair, so you can drop your left knee down towards the floor. Now, when we come up to standing, you'll see it's a wide stance. So if you can, kind of squiggle your left toes back as far as you can, and you should feel a nice stretch here in the front of the thigh. You can put both hands on that right knee to help keep the torso upright. Good, and then continue to breathe. This is a great stretch to do if you've been sitting all day. It stretches in what's called the, oh my gosh, just the no, not the piriform, the psoas. Got the wrong muscle there, the psoas. So because we sit a lot, that muscle tends to shorten, it contracts all the time. So this is a great way to stretch that muscle. Good. All right, you can hold on to the chair for support as you sweep that left leg forward, and then we'll step around to the other side. So left foot will go out, turn the hips. Again, position yourself on the chair so that this left thigh is supported, and then you can walk this right leg back. Kind of wiggle your foot back just to go as far as you can, again, to have this nice lengthening. You can hold on to the chair or just place your hands on that left thigh. Good, and continue to breathe. Good. All right. Holding on for support. Then bend that right knee, sweep it up. Go ahead and turn around back to the front. And then we'll come up to standing from here. So make sure you're towards the edge of the chair. You're going to shift the weight forward into those feet. Press into the feet as you come up. All right. Just go ahead and put your chair to the side for right now. And we'll start our standing sequence. So we're going to start in mountain pose. Now, you may want to have the chair nearby because we are going to put a little movement here. We're going to come up on the balls of the feet. So if you need the chair for support, go ahead and have it nearby. All right, but let's stay in mountain for a few moments. So we're going to find the four corners of the feet, the inner and outer edges of the balls of the feet, back to the inner and outer edges of the heels. And then lifting up from the arches, tighten the front of the thighs. Lift and tighten the abdominals. Lengthen up the spine from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. Picking the shoulders up, rolling them down the back. Arms are alongside the body, just a few inches away from it, palms facing each other. And keeping the chin parallel to the floor, gazing forward, coming back to that nice, even breathing. And just taking a few breaths. Good. So to help prepare for our standing lunge that we're going to do a little exercise that's going to strengthen the calf muscles. So this is what's called palm trees. Here's where you may want to keep a hand on the chair. So we're going to come up on the balls of the feet. If you can, extend one or both arms up. Good. And then come back down. Now, the key here is to watch your ankles. So as you come up, you want to keep your ankles in line with your toes. We tend to kind of roll out a little bit. I mean, I do too. Everybody does. So just pay attention to those ankles. All right. Here we go. Inhale, sweep the arm up. Again, it's up to you if you want to keep a hand on the chair. Good. Exhale down. Inhale up. So just like mountain, keep those abs tight, lengthen up. Good. And again. Good. And down. Let's try it once more. Whoop, I went too far. Good. I was more on my toes there. Good. Exhale down. All right, walk those legs out. And then standing nice and tall, we're going to do a little side bending here. So take a nice big inhale. With your exhale, we'll bend to the right and then just slide your left hand up towards your armpit. Good. Come back to center, and we'll go to the other side. Good. These are called monkey stretches. So exhale right, as you can see, kind of like a monkey. Exhale, but it's a great way to warm up the spine. Just nice, easy movement here. Good. Hand left. Let's try it once more each side. Good. And left. Good. And then just relax it out, relax those knees, and we'll do our nice, easy elephant twist. So now we look like elephants. You know, in yoga, they name everything after what you look like. Warriors, pigeons, storks, eagles. So this is elephant. Good. All right, now that we're all warmed up here, we're going to come into chair pose. So now we're going to work on loosening the hips, and then we'll come into a wide leg forward fold and then into our lunge. All right, so feet are again just about hip width apart. Now, what we're going to do with our hands is with our inhale, we're going to bring them out to the side with the palms facing forward, just a little bit above the shoulders. And with the exhale, bend your knees, push the weight back in your hips. Keep that chest lifted, glance down. Now, you should see your toes and your knees. Here's the alignment I want you to focus on. Line your knees up with about your second and third toe. Good. So that way it's not here. That happens a lot. Or out. Usually the in is what I see more. Good. Now inhale. Come on back up. Good. Relax it out. We're going to try that one more time. We're going to work on that knee alignment. All right. Inhale. Arms up. And exhale, pushing the weight back in the hips. You'll feel the weight in your heels. Good. You can glance down if you'd like. Good. And then with the inhale, go ahead and lift back up. Whew, rest it out. All right, let's get a nice stretch in, and then we'll come into our lunge. So standing behind the chair, we're going to walk our feet back. Keep your hands on the back of the chair. So walk back so those arms are extended, And then you're going to widen your stance. So bring your feet just wider than your hips. If you have tighter hamstrings, just keep a bend in the knee so that you can drop the chest down towards the floor. Your head will come between the arms. And then if you want to start to straighten the legs a little bit, just make sure that you're not straining. Just get a nice stretch here in the hamstring, in the back. Good. And then to come out, we'll just walk those feet in towards each other, bend the knees as you walk in towards the chair, and lifting yourself back up. All right, let's go ahead and try the lunge now, standing. So we are going to use the chair for support. So make sure that your chair, at least and turn the chair so the back of the chair is towards you. Put at least the back legs of the chair on your mat so it will stay still. All right, so as you stand behind the mat, shift the weight over to the right leg, and then bend the left knee, and you're going to step your foot back, bend the right knee as you step that left foot back, and you want to come on the ball of that left foot. Remember when we were in the chair, we were on the ball of the foot? So as wide as you can go. Now that right knee, again, stays behind the second and third toe. It's not going past your toes. Now, if you can, pull the chair in a little bit because I want you to hold onto the chair, but yet lift the torso. So we're just going to use the chair for support here. Good. You feel this lengthening in the front of that left thigh. Good. And breathe. Now, if you can, bend the left knee, drop it down a little bit, and back up. Good. So you're really working both legs here. Good. All right. Now you're going to shift the weight forward. Step that left foot forward, and we'll try it on the other side. So weight goes in the right leg. Again, as you bend, the weight goes in the left leg. You're going to step the right foot back, again, as wide as you can. Bend the left knee. Keep those hands on the chair, lifting the torso. Good. Feel that nice stretch, just like you did in the chair. And then bend that right knee. Just lower yourself down a little bit. You don't have to go all the way down. Good. And last one here. Good. Oh, you're working lots of things there. Here we go. Step that right leg forward and walk it out a little bit. Just kind of shake those legs. All right, so now we're going to come into twisted triangle. So you're going to shift the weight back over to the left leg, bend the right knee. Now this is a much smaller stance. So as you step the right toes back, you're going to go ahead and bend the left knee so you can plant your right heel. You're going to keep your hips facing the back of the chair. And then, if you can, you're going to straighten the left knee. So now I've got both legs straight. All right, I'm going to bring this chair in a little bit closer. You want to be just about that left arm, right arm length away. All right, so take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to begin to turn the lower right ribs to the left. Bring the right hand down to the chair. Put your left hand on your hip as you turn and look to the left. Good. If this is too much for your hamstrings, then keep a little bend in the knee. Good. And then release, come back to facing forward. Bend the right knee as you step that left knee as you step the right foot forward. And I'm going to go around to the other side just so you can see me. All right. So now you're going to shift the weight into the right leg, bend the left knee, and again, you're going to step the left toes back, bend the right knee as you press the left heel down. And then see if you can straighten the right knee. Excuse me. And then keep those hips facing forward right now. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, now bring the left hand to the chair. Those left ribs are going to begin to turn to the right, and then bring your right hand, place it on your hip as you turn and look to the right. Good. And if you can keep both legs straight, that's great. If not, just keep a little bend in the knee. We don't want any straining or injuries. Good. And then release back to center. Go ahead and step that left foot forward. I'm going to come back on this side real quick. All right, so now we're going to do a little balance, a little bit of core work. We're going to do a standing bird dog. So we are going to be using the chair. A bird dog is an extension of opposite arm and leg. As you lift your back leg, just be conscious of your low back. You don't have to lift that leg real high. All right, so facing forward, we'll start by lifting the right arm and the left leg. Good, and just pausing for a couple of seconds, and then switch. Good. And switch. Try to keep those abs tight. Good. Switch. Just a nice rhythmic movement here, not too fast, not too slow. Good, let's try it once more each side. Good. And then go ahead and rest it out. Just kind of shake everything out. And then we'll come back to sitting in our chair. If you want to grab a drink of water, I forgot to mention at the beginning about having water available, but at any time, feel free to get a drink. All right, so you do want to make sure that your strap is nearby. And we're going to do a little back bend. Turn so you can see me a little more clearly. So you're going to walk up to the edge of the chair and then bring your hands just behind your shoulders. So as you do that, you see how I immediately opened up my chest, and you want to pull those shoulder blades towards each other. And then with an inhale, lift the chest and the chin, just looking up. You don't have to let your head fall back. You can support it. Good, but it's mainly this bending from the mid-spine, keeping that area flexible, and opening up through the chest. Good, and then with your exhale, go ahead and release. Just take a few breaths here as your vestibular system rebalances. Good. All right. And then we're going to come back to moving to the right in the chair. So take that right leg to the right, but now you're going to move the left too, so that you're facing to the right. And we're going to do a little twist, a chair twist. So with an inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, turn to the right towards the back of the chair. You can hold on to the back of the chair if that isn't too much of a twist for you. Otherwise, just look out over that right shoulder. Good, and then exhale and release, and we'll try it on the other side. So stepping now to the left and bring that right foot over. So you're sitting to the left. Inhale to lengthen, and to exhale, turn and look now to the left, either out over your left shoulder or holding on to the back of the chair, just not forcing the twist. Good, and then go ahead and release. We'll swing those legs back around to the front. And then go ahead and pick up your strap or your belt. And we're going to do a seated hamstring stretch. So you're going to open up your strap. And then if you do have low back issues, you'll want to sit to the back of the chair so that your hips and back are supported by the back of the chair. If not, you can sit midway in the chair and then just focus on keeping that back nice and tall. All right, let's start with the right leg. We're going to put the middle of the strap around the ball of the right foot and holding on to each end of the strap. Just lift your leg up enough that you can extend the leg. So focus on the back of the knee. And then just walk your hands down so your arms are straight. And then as you pull your shoulders down the back, you're going to sit up nice and tall. You feel how now you've pulled your toes in towards you and deepened that stretch a little bit. Good. And then the other thing you can do is tighten the top of the right thigh, or what's also the quadriceps. Good, and continue to breathe. So you don't have to bring your leg up real high. That's not an important part of the pose, just making sure that the leg is lengthened out behind the knee. That's what will stretch the hamstring. All right, go ahead and bend the right knee, release that strap, and we'll try it on the other side. All right, so again, just picking that leg up enough that you can lengthen out, walk the hands down, and then pull the shoulders down the back, sitting up nice and tall. You should feel a nice stretch here without discomfort or pain. This is a stretch you could do every day if you have tight hamstrings, especially maybe at the end of the day when the muscle's a little warmer. When you hold a stretch, you want the muscles to be warm when you do that. Good. All right, go ahead and release that left leg. Remove your strap. All right. So we'll do a couple more stretches before we come into Savasana. So this next one will involve crossing on the thigh. If you've been told not to cross on the thigh, then you can just cross on the ankles here. But if you're okay crossing, then what we're going to do is bend this right knee. As you cross the thigh over, only go about halfway, because you're going to take your left hand, clasp it on your right, and you can see I'm putting my hands at the shin and the knee here. And then I'm just going to pull the knee in towards my left shoulder. And I'll feel a little stretch here on that right hip. So it's targeting a little different muscle than when we do the foot on the thigh, or ankle to knee it's called sometimes. But this is a modification of what's called cow pose. Good. All right, go ahead and release. But if you are pressing on that hip in an internal rotation. So otherwise you can just cross here. You are doing a little bit of an internal rotation, but not enough to affect that hip. All right, so otherwise you're going to cross about halfway. Hold on to that knee and thigh, and you can see how I can now rotate my leg and my knee towards my right shoulder now. Good. And just continue to breathe. A lot of people have a tight, what's called an IT band. It's fascia that runs from the hip down the thigh to the knee. So this is just a gentle stretch for that too. Good. And then go ahead and release that left leg, and then walking up towards the edge of the chair, widening the knees. Now we're going to do a stretch for the inner thighs. So placing the forearms on the inner thighs. Inhale, and then exhale. Think of bringing the chest forward. So I'm not rounding my back. I'm just tipping my pelvis forward as I press into my thighs. So I feel a nice stretch in the thighs into the hips. Good, and then just continue to breathe. Good, and then with the inhale, come on up. Go ahead and walk the feet in. And sitting midway in the chair, we'll do a couple upper body stretches too. So let's take the right arm across the chest and bringing that left arm underneath it. You can squeeze that right arm in with the left forearm, or just use your hand to pull it in towards your chest. So what we're stretching here is the shoulder into the right upper arm. Good, and then switch arms, so coming across with the left, just hugging it in with the right, either the hand or you can use your forearm. Good, and then release that left arm, clasping the hands, and then turning the palms outward and pressing through the palms. So now targeting more between the shoulder blades. Good, and then releasing the hands, bring them around behind you. And you may want to turn sideways to give yourself a little more room. If you can, clasp the hands here. Again, do you see how that's going to open up the chest and the shoulders? If not, just press your palms towards each other. Lift the shoulders, squeeze your shoulder blades so that you open through the chest. Looking up a little bit, just where the wall and the ceiling meet. And just enjoying that stretch. And then with your exhale, go ahead and release. And then we'll do a little hip walk to the back of the chair, coming back into that pose of relaxation, extending the feet, resting the hands in the lap. And go ahead and close the eyes. Turning the attention back to the breath. Notice the inhale. And notice the exhale. After your next inhale, begin to lengthen the exhale. And continue lengthening each exhale until they become about twice as long as the inhale. And then focus on the physical body. Relax all the muscles from the feet all the way up to the crown of the head. Release any tension. Or tightness. And then focus on the mind. Release any thoughts, worries, or anxieties. Imagine yourself in a place that brings you peace. Give yourself just a few moments to completely let go. Begin to deepen your breath. And then start moving your fingers and toes. And then the wrists and the ankles. And slowly bending one knee and then the other. And keeping the body relaxed and the eyes closed for another moment. Focus on the intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. And then we'll take one more deep cleansing breath. So take a nice big inhale and exhale it all out. And then go ahead and lift your head and open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.